Well, here we are at the final story in the Supermarket Memoirs series. If you haven't listened to these stories from the beginning, I do want to encourage you to go back and start at number one, as each story builds upon the previous. As of this story, you'll see how it brings everything to a head to one final point to close out the series. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that. You'll be doing me a really big favor. I do appreciate it. Let's go. We're live in three, two. Hello, everyone. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this special news bulletin. This is Stanley Stuckup coming to you live from the newsroom. Another violent, horrific event has happened at Barnaby's grocery store. Joining us now is Barbara, our field reporter in the field, to give you an update as to what happened. Hello, Barbara, are you there? Barbara? We can see you, Barbara. Quit fixing your hair and pick up the microphone. Oh, are we live? Yes, Barbara, we're live. We have been for the last 15 seconds. Don't get snippy with me, Stanley, just 'cause the baby's yours. Anyway, hi, this is Barbara Bubblehead reporting live from Barnaby's grocery store. Excuse me. Can I get an interview? Am I on TV? Yes, we're live. Hi, Mom. Can you tell us your name? Oh, I'm Sam, short for Samantha. I'm the scam analyst here at Barnaby's. So you work here? No, I just put on this ugly uniform and hang around the store all day just for fun. Here's your sign. What? Never mind. Yes, I work here. Oh, did you see what happened? See it? I was part of it. Wow. Can you tell us what happened? Oh, I think my water juice broke. I gotta go. Take the microphone, look into the camera, and tell us everything. Stanley, I'm gonna get you for this. Okay. Here goes. As I said, my name is Sam. I'm the scan analyst here at Barnaby's. For those of you that don't know what a scan analyst is, it's just a glorified name for a price checker. I'm in charge of making sure that all the pricing for all the items in the store are correct. I'm in charge of grocery, HBA, frozen food, dairy, front end candy, tobacco, plus all other vendor items. I have to make sure that the little white price stickers that the employees put on items match the price in my price book that Pat gives me every week, and that they both match the little white sticker on the shelf. Produce, deli, and the meat room all have their own pricing system, so they take care of their own. Now, I just want to say that Barnaby's is a very old store. We don't have one of those fancy laser tag printing machines like the big name stores do. No, I have to handwrite all the prices on all of the tags for all of the items. My hands hurt so bad at the end of the day. Anyway, when I was little, I wanted to be a marine biologist. But as I grew up, I developed ichthyophobia, which is the fear of fish. The way they swim underwater with no arms or no legs and those beady little eyes. Ugh. I can't even go into the fish section of a pet store without freaking out. Hell, I had trouble watching Finding Nemo, for God's sakes, and that's a cartoon. But anyway, you don't really care about that. Let me tell you what happened. It was about 5:45 this morning. Pat and I met at the coffee shop across the street like we always do. We take turns buying each other coffee. I take mine with cream and sugar. He takes his black. Oh, that's disgusting. Anyway, we got our coffee and made our way to the store around 6 o'clock. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are they heading to the store at 6 if it doesn't open till 7? Well, the store doesn't open to the public until 7. Pat and I usually go in early to get a head start on things we have to do for the day. He does paperwork and payroll while I start my price checks. Sometimes other employees come in early as well for cleaning or to get a head start during holidays or days we know that we're going to be busy. Today was a normal day. Well, it was supposed to be. Anyway, we arrived at the store, got out of our cars, and started walking toward the building. From out of nowhere came this guy, about 6 feet tall, dressed in all black with a black ski mask covering his face. I gasped and stood there frozen in fear. He walked up to Pat, who didn't seem fazed at all, and asked, "What time do you open?" 7 o'clock, Pat said. Then, with lightning speed, the guy pulled a handgun out of the waistband of his pants and put it to the back of Pat's head and said, "You're open now. Get inside, both of you. Lock the door." I was shaking, crying, and scared to death at this point. "Shut up," he screamed at me. We walked into the store with only the security lights to see by. The motion detectors kicked in and turned all the lights on, and they turned the security lights off, startling all of us. "Get on your knees and don't move," he ordered. We did what we were told. Waving the gun back and forth between both of us, he screamed, "Where is the money?" "The cash office. It's in the cash office," said Pat nonchalantly. "Get up," he told Pat. "Let's go. And don't you move," he said, looking at me, "or I'll put a bullet in his head." I stayed right where I was. Anyway, they walked back to the cash office, went inside, and came back a few minutes later. The guy was holding a blue bank deposit bag, which I assume was the money, still holding the gun to Pat's head. "Turn around," he told Pat. Pat turned, and as he did, the guy stepped back, raised the gun, and said, "Have a nice day." Then bang, bang, bang! 3 shots directly into Pat's chest. Pat stumbled back, hitting the wall and sliding down into the sitting position, then falling over to his right, blood pouring out of his chest and all over the floor as he struggled to breathe. I screamed as he took his last breath. Pat was dead. The guy ran to go out the front door, but slammed head first into it. He ran head first into a locked door. Now that I think about it, that was some funny shit. The idiot. Anyway, he stumbled back, holding his head. Just then, Lily, the Native American woman that runs the place out back, you came in early too, apparently, came out of the back room and screamed as well. The guy turned and fired 2 more shots in her direction. Luckily, he missed. Lily began screaming, "Hiliwi, Hiliwi," which I later found out is Cherokee for help. Anyway, all of a sudden, every single light in the store went out. A single gunshot, and then the clicking of an empty gun was soon heard after. Clicking, I thought. He's out of bullets. I went to get up, but quickly changed my mind, because just then the sound of tom-tom drums filled the air as an intensely bright white ball of light began to glow just above Pat's dead body and illuminating the area where we were as well. "What the I heard the guy say. He threw the gun, screaming like a little girl repeatedly as he fumbled the lock trying to get it open. A dim yellow light began to rise from the ground behind him. The light quickly spread to cover the entire floor as transparent images of Native Americans stomping in place and clapping rose from it. The drums were getting louder as their chanting began. The sound was nearly deafening. Lily screamed that word over and over again. The guy's entire body then began to convulse while he struggled with the door, then snapped a 180-degree turn like he was spun around by an unseen force and slammed back hard against the door. Several whooshing sounds were heard as arrows from all directions suddenly appeared out of thin air and shot directly into the guy's chest, stomach, arms, and legs, one right after another. A few arrows hit his groin area as well as his face through both eye sockets and his mouth as he screamed, blood oozing from every hole. His bloody, arrow-covered body then fell face first to the ground, driving the arrows completely through his body and out the other side. He looked like a human pincushion. Anyway, the Native American images stopped stomping all at once and just stood there. The drumming stopped. The chanting stopped. It was dead silent. The bright white ball of light then began to pulsate very fast, like a turn signal about to blow. It then shot directly into Pat's blood-soaked body. His body then lit up so brightly that I had to cover my eyes to shield them from the light. After a few seconds, a loud bang was heard, like the sound of a sonic boom, causing the entire floor to shake, knocking over displays and the green M&M stand-up cardboard cutout that we had by the front registers. You know, the M&M girl. I love M&Ms, the way they melt in your mouth, not in your hands. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, after the shaking stopped, every light in the store came back on and the images disappeared. I sat there with my hands covering my face, shaking and crying. Lily came running out from the back room to make sure I was okay. She helped me up and we made our way over to the front door. I put my hand at the right side of my face, blocking my vision so I wouldn't have to see Pat's dead body. We had no choice but to step in the blood of the guy as we got to the front door, unlocked it, and prepared to leave. Just as we were about to walk out the door, we heard a low moaning sound. We looked to our right and saw Pat. He was moving. He was alive. No bullet holes, no blood, no nothing like it never happened. He sat up and began to pat his chest and then looked at us in total confusion. We both ran to him and hugged him and helped him up off the floor. "What happened?" he said. "I'll explain it later. Let's get the hell out of here," I said. We unlocked the door. Pat accidentally, on purpose, kicked the guy in the head as he grabbed the bloody bank bag, and we all stepped outside. There were customers waiting for the store to open. "I'm sorry, folks. Barnaby's is closed today," he said. The crowd dispersed as Lily called the police from her cell phone. We walked over to the coffee shop across the street, and I bought Pat the biggest cup of coffee they had. After what he's been through, he deserved it. The cops showed up about 20 minutes later with a couple ambulances and the coroner. We walked back to the store when they arrived. The EMTs tended to Pat, Lily, and myself and found nothing physically wrong with any of us. Pat was physically dead less than an hour ago from 3 gunshot wounds to the chest, and now he's perfectly fine. They saved his life, I thought. I got a new respect for Native Americans, let me tell you. Anyway, the coroner loaded up the guy's body, arrows and all, and then left. The cops took our statement and left, and so did the EMTs. Pat called Stephen to come in and clean up the mess. He's waiting inside for him to show up. Lily went in to open her place, and I was walking to my car so I could leave as well when the blonde lady asked me to talk. So that's what happened. Back to you, Stanley. Stanley? Are you there, Stanley? Yes, I'm here. I was on the phone with Barbara. We're having a boy. I got to get to the hospital. I got to go. Goodbye, everyone, and we're out.